Thokozani bogogo, Thokozani bomkhulu, Thokozani vitsala. Welcome to my channel, Dr. L here. If you're new, please do subscribe. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Today's topic. Woo. Oh, okay. Please hold on just a moment. Sorry about that. Today's topic is about the scam alert of money rituals, or spiritual money to be specific. You know, I'm going to relate this story from both a personal perspective, a spiritual perspective, and from my work perspective as well. There are people out there right now, which is a reality. There are people out there right now who are out of jobs, who don't have jobs anymore. People who decided to retire early, to take early retirement, to resign early at work and cash up their pension funds and go for rituals which they call spiritual money rituals. And then fast forward, they are out of work, they are stranded, they are hungry, they don't have money, and they have been scammed. How does this happen? You have a lot of people who come to you and will tell you about how your situation is about to change because your ancestors' luck has just suddenly fallen upon you. That you are so lucky that when they look at the charts and your stars and your ancestors, they are seeing that you're going to get, maybe your ancestors are speaking to them, giving them a message directly to tell you that you are about to receive 10 million rands that they have been keeping for you to start a life, because they're acknowledging that perhaps there's a certain thing that you need to achieve in your life, and they will ask you maybe what is it that you want to do. You tell them, maybe I need to run a business and it is going to cost me maybe X amount of money, 5 million or something. And they say, wow, maybe your ancestors maybe knew that you'll need extra. That's why they want you to get 10 million. But then for you to get this money, they need you to have about 500,000 or maybe $100,000, depending on where they are. And this money is what is needed maybe for the rituals, everything, uklabing komo or whatever it is that they're going to be using to observe those rituals for you to receive that type of money, right? And then you're looking and you're thinking, since maybe for a certain amount of years, you have been planning to see this business develop into an empire, and this is your breakthrough. It is your chance to actually get something in life. So you rush and you think, okay, how can I get this 500,000 or X amount of money that has been required for me to do these rituals? And oh my goodness, for such a long time, I thought my ancestors forgot me, and now it means ukuphatla kwami, or my prayers have been answered. Here is the proper person who is going to help me achieve this money. And then usually what will happen is that maybe they will say to you, we need you to be here personally. You go there personally and they show you a trunk full of money or a box full of money. And they say to you, this is the money that your ancestors want you to have. But for you to actually have it, you have to get this amount of money. So you're going to rush and you're thinking, okay, 500,000 versus 10 million. So at my work, if I cash my pension fund, it'll give me maybe 1 million, and then I will have extra. Then I can start my business, and then I can start a life for my children, and XXX reasons that you have. You do it, you resign at work, you take your money to those people. When you get there, they will tell you other stories. For instance, they'll give you that you'll give them the 500,000. They take it, and then there are certain herbs that makes money seem like it has disappeared in front of your eyes, right? And then those things, it seems like, okay, they say to you, okay, there's something that you may have not done. Maybe in the past 21 days, as we were preparing for this ritual, we asked you not to eat fish, or we asked you not to eat certain things, or we asked you not to do something. There's rules which are very strict. And then when you do that, then they say to you, the money disappeared. You need another 500,000. Where are you going to get that money? Where are you going to get it? At that time, you remember you have cashed 1 million in that one from your pension fund now, and you don't have a job now. So in that million, you took 500,000, you gave it to these people. 500,000, you have been, maybe you bought a car, you did this, you renovated your house, and you did this in the period of the 21 days as you were observing the period of preparing or purification towards the ritual. Now, the question here is, what is that? What is the difference? Remember, there are people that are genuinely gifted from birth, depending on the type of gift that they have. There are others who were born of royalty. They come from a dimension of royalty, royal ancestors, abanemfihlo yokwenza imali, abanemfihlo of helping a person to grow from nothing into something, from a normal status, avulinhlanhla yakho, through certain rituals that they observe from different cultures that they do. They are there, those people. Don't get me wrong. And for instance, you have some, they call them the fetish priests, some they call them the occultists, some they call them the baneigupu, some banalemanaka, some, but they have different methods. Some they do different money rituals and they actually work. But then what is the difference? The difference is that those rituals require you to already have a plan. Maybe be in business. Maybe have a job, and you want to develop already in that job that you are in. You want to perfect your skill. You want to improve in your empire. You want to grow your business. You want to have a good reputation. You want etc., etc., etc. You are in course. For instance, when we are talking about spiritual wealth rituals, those rituals traditionally, they were made by amakhosi, because amakhosi, they are given a lot of responsibility to look after the royal clan, to look after the communities, to be able to have the wealth and the wisdom, because that wealth doesn't only come in monetary value, it also comes in wisdom, your deeds, your actions, and the decisions that you have to make as a leader. So if you're going to have a healer who says to you, we will give you money, but that money, you will have it after 21 days, after 6 months, after so X amount of money, and maybe you will find it in a trunk load in a trunk full of money. You wake up, the money is there, or imani yabagundwane, or things like that. You find it in your bedroom. I've never seen that, but anyway, that's not the topic. Now let us tap into my personal experience as a healer, because I said I will speak about it also on a personal experience. On a personal experience, as a healer, I have been a spiritualist since I can remember, right? Since I can literally remember. The first time I went for initiation was 2007. 2007 I entered. I finished 2008 February. Yes. And I've been practicing, and there were times where I was experiencing challenges in terms of my own spiritual growth, both personally and spiritually. In fact, not just personally and spiritually, emotionally, mentally, financially, you can name it. So there I am. I've just finished my initiation, and I'm I'm thinking that life is going to be like abracadabra, where you just snap your fingers and everything. So where you just snap your fingers and everything is done for you, because you've gone for initiation and you're thinking that life is going to be perfect. I get it. You've observed what ancestors said you must observe. I mean, here I am. I went emakhaya ngiyotwasa. I didn't even know anything. I had to go ngiyolanda inkuni, ngiyoteza for the first time. I didn't even know how to do that. But I had to learn. I didn't know how to make a fire. I had to learn how to do those things during that period. I was still young. It's fine. I was happy because I knew that it is the time for me to learn how to connect with my ancestors. It's time for me to be this super being. I thought it was going to be more like that. But little did I know that that happens with time, right? And then I am yet to experience my own personal journey through my own deep desires, and how my journey that is going to lead me into those paths will link into my own spiritual journey, and how I will be helping people into understanding, right? So what happens is, here I am, stranded for money. So stranded for money, I find this healer who I believe is more like a mentor, more like a mother, more like a person that I can trust. And funny enough, every time, like literally every single time I'm feeling down, this woman would call me. Like literally every time I'm down, she would call me and she would say, you know what? My ancestors are telling me that you're not fine where you are. My daughter, my child, what is happening where you are? Do not worry, things are going to be fine. Remember, they said keep on working on that, what you want, what you seek, on planning about your life, and everything will be fine. And she keeps on motivating me. She keeps on mentoring me. Time goes past. I start developing what we call a trust towards her. Eventually, there's this X amount of money that is needed, right? That X amount of money that is needed, I don't have it. But do not worry. The ancestors are patient, right? So when I get there, I decide that I'm going to find this money come rain or shine. I find the money. I go to her, and for the first time, I had been to her place, but for the first time, she doesn't want me to be at her place. I have to book elsewhere. But the place that she has booked me doesn't look so good. And I'm thinking to myself, but according to the way I know my ancestors, I've been with my ancestors for quite some time. Yes, there's certain times where I will encounter hardships, but this type of place that they have booked me doesn't give me a comfort. I start having this panic attack. She comes, we spend the night, she goes in the middle of the night, we do prayers and stuff like that. The following day, people come, we observe certain prayers. I go back home, and then I realize that the money that I had left with her, she had scammed me, and that money was not there. Because there I thought I had taken my money with me. Meanwhile, she had changed our bags. I had real money with me. It was like, I think, 100,000 or something like that. And I had that money, and then she changed the bags, or 230,000, somewhere there. Changed the bags, and when I got to my destination, the bags were swapped, and she had changed her numbers. She changed everything. I couldn't find her. The person that I had known over a period of time, and I had trusted spiritually, so connected with her. And then I remember breaking down, and I'm crying, and I'm like feeling like a fool, and I'm thinking, where have I missed the mark in terms of understanding the spirit guides that I'm speaking to and that I'm being guided by? And they said a simple word. Re bakanya lefatshe ka wena. Simple words. And I was like shocked. Okay, you are fixing the world through me. I didn't know what it meant. But basically what it means is that I had to learn that this woman, one moment she had this big trunk load, full load of money, and then now she told me that my ancestors wanted me to have X amount of money so that I can start whatever it is, practice and whatever it is that I had to do. But then fast forward, she has disappeared with my money. And I'm thinking this is little money compared to the one that she wanted to give me. So if she can disappear with such little money, it means that was bogus. That's why she never allowed me to even touch that money. She would say to me, I mustn't touch it. Right. So it was like an illusion. Right. Now, fast forward. Here's the thing now. Fast forward. I meet up with another person now. This one says to me, same thing. And now I'm recognizing same modus operandi. You have good luck. Your ancestors want you to have money. They have a gift for you. Blah 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 blah. And then out of a sudden, this person I was there to buy something, right, in their shop, in their traditional shop. No, in fact, to look around, and then I wanted Mpepo. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should buy Mpepo. I remember buying Mpepo. So I went into that consultation room behind. So I'm there, he's telling me about whatever it is that I'm lucky about and whatever gift that my ancestors have for me. At that time, out of the blue, there's a box, iPad, so sorry, box, that box suddenly, it has money. And they didn't have anything. So I'm thinking this is spiritual money. And I remember that woman did similar thing. The trunk didn't have money in the first place. Suddenly it had money, right? So I'm thinking, same thing here. Same thing here. Gammoza, where do you get this money from? No, it is a gift for you from your ancestors. Oh, okay. I'm not going to receive this money. I'm not going to take it. Whatever it is that you require me to do, whether you want me to bring 10 rand extra or whatever money extra, I'm not going to do it, right? But this money as a gift, I'm not going to take. I don't even want to look at it at that moment. And right now, that person, I'm saying it because I'm expecting him to come so that we speak, right? The time will come for us to speak. But then what I don't understand is that the same person, owning Amfa, this box full of money, later on, how that money is not there. And then, now is asking you for money. How does that work? Where did that money go? That box full of money that we saw not so long ago, like a few years ago, or a year ago, 2 years, 3 years ago, where did it go? Today, I have to now give you 1 rand. That is what spiritual money is. Now, remember when my ancestors took me through that woman and I was crying, I was breaking down, and then they say to me, now, the answer to that was that we are teaching you because you are a healer. There will be a time when there's a rise of bogus spirits, or there will be a rise in healers who take advantage of people who are desperate, and they will promise them quick money, knowing very well that that money is not quick money and it does not exist. It is but an illusion. That money is the money that is borrowed from the spiritual bank of whatever dimension, depending on where these people have a link with or whatever codes they have. Because remember, just as like here on the physical body, you have people who scam, you have people who rob banks, you have people who do fraudulent acts. Even in spirit, you have those. You have pirates. Even in spirits, you have pirates. So you have those people who would find that they have been entrusted with a certain type of money within a certain type of spiritual dimension or monetary dimension, because there are dimensions where the royalty or the royal clans keep their wealth, right? So what they do is through these codes or through these things, methods, then they take that money and translate it into the physical. You see it as money in wherever area you are in, be it in dollars or in whatever currency. It looks like it's money, but that money is actually stolen from whatever bank. That is why they will tell you they need another money to do that. Then they will keep on asking you to bring more money, bring more money, bring more money. Eventually, your bank balance is exhausted. You give up hope. You go and report a case. You go and report a case. You open it. It ends up nowhere. The real ukutwala, or how the real healers help people to improve in their financial statuses, is when you have a business or when you have a job, or even when you don't have a job, but you use certain herbs to help you, maybe with luck first, and then help you get a job, and then help you get 5 clients, help you get 10 clients, help you get 20 clients, help you get 50 clients. Sometimes the clients go slow a little bit because it is but energy, right? So that is why they would say we work with ancestral energy, and ancestral energy, they work slow. So this quick rich doesn't work. And then you would find that they sometimes use the methods, or they use the names, or they use the words, or they use the teachings, or they steal the teachings of proper occultists. They use the words or teachings of proper priests. Even some who are called fetish priests, some who are called voodoo priests, some who are called inyangas, some who are called sangoma, some who are called amagedla, some who are called shamans, some who are called energy healers, some who are called mediums. They are all able to work with all various types of energies to help you to manifest wealth in terms of matter, in terms of gold, in terms of silver, in terms of dollars, and whatever currency that you use. But this one, where you are going to see money just suddenly appearing, that is where you need to be very careful. Perhaps it exists, perhaps it happens, but from my own perspective and my own experience, that is how I am going to explain it to you. I hope that you understand. And yes, if you perhaps at some point find yourself udinga, or maybe wanting to be helped with manifesting your business, to grow your business, to help connect with the relevant energies so that you improve in your luck, you can contact us, because we are able to help you with that. I'm not saying I am. We are able to help you with that. Some will need isgupu, some will need linaga, the horn, but those are not the ones when we will say to you, you take it and then you will get money, a windfall of money that just drops. It will be money that comes to you, that comes from a relevant source, that is going to help you to ascend, but you will be having to need to have a business. You will be having to need to be a person who has value. You can't say you want to be helped with ascending spiritually or financially, yet you are lazy. Yet you want things to happen to you. Yet you want yet you want all of those things, which me personally, I have not seen. Perhaps they happen. Because remember, as healers, we work in different parts. Those who work in those parts, that is my own personal experience, not once, but twice. Right. So that is my experience with the scam, because for me, it turned out to be a scam. So that is the experience that I'm going to give you. So I've written notes down so that I don't forget. And then you get, I remember there was a case I dealt with many years ago now. Many years ago. This nurse had just left her job. She was living in a flat somewhere in KZN, living in a flat with her daughter. Daughter needed to go to university. She had no money. All her pension fund was gone to that type of work. She had got no money anymore, with the hope that she's going to have her money. And now there she was, no money, no job. And the painful thing is she was around 50 years and 55 years or so. So she was not really willing to go back into the employment. So it wasn't easy for her to go back to work. I left that case hanging. I had to change jobs. I went elsewhere, so I never saw it to the end. Another one, you find a person who has resigned, a young person with the hope that they will see themselves driving a Ferrari, they will see themselves having X and Y and Z. And that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Why? Because their hopes get shattered. They get shattered because their money fall into the wrong hands. Such healers who promise you quick money. You find that right now a person is out of work, they are depressed, maybe they are even doing drugs, or they are back at home, they feel like they're laughing stock, they are depressed, they are going through a whole lot of different ailments because of that. And some people will do whatever it is that they need to survive. So these people who pose as healers also impact negatively on our industry as an entirety, the industry of healers, the industry of proper healers. When you are desperate to see yourself having a good life, having a sweet life, think of the responsibilities that comes with that. Perhaps you get people abatwalayo ngeyoga and all of those things, which me, I don't know of. For what I know is that if uzonikezwa amandla, that is a spiritual thing, not a physical one. So I believe that perhaps these people, the reason why maybe today they will be showing you X amount of money and tomorrow they don't have money, maybe they get arrested spiritually, who knows? And maybe their powers go down, who knows? Because some of them, let me tell you something. One thing that I believe, that some of them are really gifted as healers, but they find themselves entangled with certain energies zokughala, energies of lust, energies of wanting to be rich themselves. But they forget our gifts are different. Your gift was initially to heal people, and perhaps later on your gift gets taken away from you because of your deeds of scamming people, promising them empty things. I'm not saying that sometimes people, yes, I sell products. Sometimes maybe people will be buying products and they don't work immediately for them. Remember, sometimes you are also to match the request emotionally. So when you are using my products, I know that they will work for you because I have testimonies. I may not be plugging them everywhere or posting them everywhere for people to see, but I have testimonies that people or clients who come to me, they do well. Their businesses grow. We see progress. You get priests who really are gifted from birth with gold. They are given gold from birth. They have that power. It is there. It is embedded in them. You see them driving beautiful imported cars. It is in them. It is their gift. It is their own. If you want, then go and seek help from within. Pray, but know that you will be working. It's not abracadabra. And remember, what goes around comes around. Because as I had been scammed, I know that this woman, whatever it is that she's encountering, turned around because of the visions that I had been shown. Receiving the money back, even though it was not in its entirety, not the way I had given it, the way I had left it. It was like more than half.